A big thank you to Birch Living for sponsoring this episode. Are you dreaming of making your bedroom look like a luxurious retreat without breaking the bank? Well, in this episode, I've got 10 ways to make your bedroom look more expensive with some simple yet effective design tricks, plus some DIY projects that even a beginner can do. So let's get started. If you want to have a bedroom that looks expensive but isn't going to break the bank, you need to learn the principle of when to splurge and when to save. And this principle is very true, especially when it comes to bedding. On this bedding, there are some splurge pieces as well as some save pieces. So for example, I splurge on the sheets because for me, getting a good night's rest is so important. So making sure that they're soft and feel really good and not scratchy and not sweaty. I do spend a little bit of money on nice quality sheets. And as an added bonus, if you invest in a quality sheet, it will last you longer, at least in my experience. But I am really curious, before we get too far into this, if you have a favorite sheet, put it in the comment section below and we can help each other out. Maybe you've got a really good find that's affordable but feels great and lasts a long time. And then I hemmed and hawed and looked over these pillow shams right here behind me for a long time before splurging. I tried to find an alternative, but I couldn't find one that I liked as much. So I ended up splurging on some Pottery Barn pillow shams. However, everything else on my bed is super, super affordable. In fact, if you joined me on my last IKEA shopping trip video, I bought this duvet cover that looks like linen for an affordable price of $49.99, and you would never be able to tell because I actually had one on it before that was an actual linen duvet. It did not hold up, it got a hole in it, and so that's what I was replacing. And this looks just as nice, if not nicer. Also, my insert is a really affordable find. When it comes to bedding and making it look more expensive and nicer, fluffiness. You want it to be something that has a lot of textures. I've got lots of textures on this bed here. I've got this nice throw that is more of like a knit effect. I've got something that looks more like linen. And then I've got like the jacquard finish on these Pottery Barn duvets, and then I've got a velvety finish on my little cheetah print pillow. So lots of textures going on, but it's a very neutralized and muted palette, which I love for me. That is gonna be something, a color palette is gonna be a personal preference, but for me, I want something that feels really serene and calm and subdued, and I really love the color palette that I've got going in my bedroom. And this is a principle that I have repeated and repeated. Splurge a little bit, save a little bit. If you go cheap, 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 it's gonna look inexpensive, but if you kind of mix and match, then it gives a more high-end finished feel. So for my next concept, I know everybody doesn't want a TV in their bedroom, but I think they're becoming more and more commonplace. If you appreciate good design and aesthetic, then you don't really necessarily want the look of a TV in your bedroom. So on my last episode, I took on a project that I've been wanting to take on for years, and that is creating a frame for my TV. Because buying one of those art TVs is very, very expensive, but you can get a regular TV for pretty affordable these days. And why not make it look like the art TV without the price of the art TV? So that's what I set out to do. Is I took my normal TV, created a beautiful, luxurious finished frame that was actually a lot simpler than you think. I do believe that this could be a beginner project, especially if you're willing to just really pay attention to all of the smaller details. You can pull this look off, and I have to tell you, I love how this looks. It looks so good. I was looking online, I was finding people who made these, and I am not knocking them because I really appreciate good craftsmanship. All I'm saying is that to buy one of these, you could easily expect to spend between $300 to $600 on a frame for your TV. And in this instance, I spent less than $60. It really elevated and finished off the look of my bedroom. And then there's a lot of YouTube channels out there that literally all they have is art, and you can just put that on your TV and you have a piece of art in your bedroom. It looks so high-end, so polished, and if you haven't put a frame around your TV, I highly recommend it. Even outside of the bedroom, this is a good tip, and it just polishes it off and makes it look less you know, intrusive, I guess, if you will. So give that a try. As with all of these tips, I just want to say that this is the gospel according to Natalie.
It's just my opinion.
These are not hard rules, so just take them for what they're worth. And if you have any good ideas as well, just put those in the comment section below, because I am all ears, and you know, these are just my opinions. So for the next one, lighting is always key. So one of the first things that I did when we moved into this home is we added additional lighting everywhere. In this bedroom, for example, my primary bedroom, there was no can lighting, and there was one ceiling fan that didn't work at all. So there was no light. So we had to do something. We either needed to get a new light fixture or do something. I was fortunate enough that my brother-in-law was coming for a visit. If you've been watching my channel, you know my brother-in-law, Jared, who's the electrician. He came in and put in 6 can lights in this bedroom. And then I had him put it on a dimmer so that I could adjust the light during the day. And so that was a really big win. So if you can add additional lighting, I would do that. And I think the one behind the bed has a spotlight on it. If I decide I want to do anything over the bed, I haven't decided if or what I want to do there. If you have any ideas, let me know. And then we can't forget lighting for bedside. You could either do lights that attach to the walls. I've done that. I think that looks really, really nice. In my case, I just have a couple of lamps and one's on and one's off. How funny is that? I might turn it on for the next one. But in these lights, it's really cool because they also have USB ports. A lot of the newer lamps are going to that. So it gives you the ability to charge your devices if you want to do that in your bedroom. I love that. So find lamps that you love. And on my lamps, it has 3 different levels. It can also, you know, be dimmer and brighter as they go up. So, and then as far as the ceiling fan situation, we live in Florida.
It's warm in Florida.
It gets really hot and humid, and in order to kind of save money on your cooling bill, having a fan is almost a must here in Florida, and that's probably true in like Nevada, Arizona, Texas, like hot places. Having a fan can really cut down on your expenses as far as keeping your home cool. But not always are they very attractive. So what I decided to do is get a fandelier. I don't know if you've heard of that. It's a fan that looks like a chandelier, and the blades kind of tuck in and hide, so it looks like a chandelier when it's off, you know, when the fan's off, but then the blades come out when it's time to cool, and it puts off a lot of really good cooling capacity. I have it on right now. It's keeping me nice and cool as I speak with you here. I think this is a really good way to get the best of both worlds, a beautiful chandelier with the functionality of a fan. So if you haven't heard of that before, a fandelier, check into it. Of course, if you don't need the fan capacity, then get a beautiful chandelier for your bedroom. It will really make the space look amazing and more elevated. And you can find those on Facebook and other places and thrift stores or big box stores or online. There is so many options for affordable lighting that will still pack a punch and make your bedroom look more expensive. Also on my last episode, I don't know if you saw this, I put in a picture box molding treatment behind my bedroom here. And anytime you can add molding, it really does add value and make your bedroom look nicer and quality and more polished. And so I've done this in a lot of bedrooms. You can do everything from like a board and bat finish to a shiplap finish to, in my last one, I kind of did like those square grid patterns. Those can look really good, especially when you polish it off with like a little bit of like pencil molding on the inside. But this was like a less than a one-day project, under $200 for a full wall of picture box molding that polishes off the room, makes it look so nice. And this is a totally doable beginner project. If you follow my tutorial, it is so easy, I promise you. So if you're looking for a way to simply elevate, you could do it on just the one wall. After I got the one wall up, I'm really considering doing it in the rest of my bedroom to really lift and elevate the space. And again, you can make it a feature wall, you can make it all the way around, but anytime you can add some additional moldings, crown molding, thicker baseboards, anytime you add any additional moldings, it is always a good way to elevate your home and make it look its best. Okay, accessories. Accessories is such a good way to lift the feel of your bedroom. And the way I approach it is to try and get a curated look. I really try to find some things at the thrift store. Sometimes I buy things at the big box stores as well, and get some nice pottery pieces and some coffee table books, or in this case, we're not really having a coffee table, but they still look good as a design element and accessory in your bedroom. Flowers, beautiful candles. This one's kind of a fun piece over here. It's like my Greek goddess head over here. It looks really pretty, but it did not cost me a lot of money. Accessories is an area that you can really save a lot of money and get thrifty by finding things at the home goods, finding things at the thrift store. This is an area where you can really save but still get a nice polished look. That is something that may take some time collecting and switching them out until it really suits your personality. So I love accessories. We even DIY them on my channel. I've got a lot of DIY accessories on my channel, so I hope that gets your wheels spinning. And then you've got me over here, who's Princess and the Pea. I really like a super soft mattress. I am such a featherweight. I tried. So we got a mattress not like that long ago, and I really tried. I tried, but ultimately it was too hard for me, and then I started having back pain. So I'm like, this is not gonna work. So what we ended up having happen is me putting like a 3-inch piece of foam on my side, and then my husband was on the regular mattress, and aesthetically that drove me crazy. But more importantly, I kind of like sleeping next to my husband and not at a different level. It's just kind of weird. I am so grateful that I found Birch Living. We got their Luxe mattress, their natural Luxe. It is so comfortable. It is supportive enough for his back and soft enough for me that it is like a perfect happy marriage for our bed.
It's the best of both worlds.
On top of that, if you've been watching my channel for a while, you know that I am doing my best, I'm not perfect at it, to try to get as many toxins and chemicals out of my house as possible. Like I said, I can sometimes do stupid stuff like put Vaseline on myself and then go, oh yeah, duh. But if you know, you know. I am so grateful because Birch Living's mattresses not only are comfortable, but they are like certified organic. They go through rigorous testing. They have less off-gassing. Like when you open up a new mattress, sometimes it smells really, really bad. They've really taken measures to reduce the amount of off-gassing when you open up your mattress. A lot of mattresses use fiberglass as a like natural fire retardant, and they use wools and other materials that aren't fiberglass, and I'm so grateful for that. I had no idea. Buying a good quality mattress is definitely a place where I would say invest. Like, I don't know if you're like me, but for the longest time, I had a hard time spending money on a good quality mattress, but I would spend money on other things like a sofa. But we spend a third of our life in bed at least, and getting a good quality night's sleep is so important for your mental health, your physical health, your productivity. So if you are going to invest in anything in a bedroom, it is on a good quality mattress. Again, with the sheets as well. Sheets and a good quality mattress, a good pillow, and you are in business, okay? I've had times in my life where I am so sleep deprived, I just can't even function. And so do something for yourself. If you can, if you need to save for it, do it, but invest in a good quality mattress. I am loving this Birch Living one. Like I said, I'm so grateful to be sleeping on the same level as my husband again. I like hated that. It just drove me, because I like to touch him with my hand or my foot, like hold his hand at night, and it was just weird when we're like, I'm up here and he's down there. It's just weird. But this one is such a happy medium for us both, and I love it. Good quality, invest in yourself. Get a good night's sleep. It is totally worth it. And if you click on this QR code or on the link in the description box below, you will get an additional discount.
You get 100 nights to try out your new mattress. You get fast and free shipping in the US with a 25-year warranty, so you know that you are going to be covered.
So definitely check them out. I know you'll love it as much as I do. And they do have a couple of different options, including a sleep quiz to help you get the right mattress for you. Next up, let's talk window treatments. I feel like that's always like a topic in any episode where we're talking about how to elevate the look of your home. It really does just polish it off, make it feel more finished, and this is so stylistic. But there are a few key principles that you want to keep in mind. One thing I always recommend is taking your curtains from floor to ceiling. You want to get it about 3 inches under your ceiling or under your crown molding. And so then you want to have the inside of the curtain panel touch the outside of your window. So you don't want it to cover up your window because you want your windows to look as big as possible. So for me personally, I really love a pleated top drape. Double or triple pinch pleat drape to me looks polished and finished. But that's, you know, there are other options as well. I'm not saying that there are any other options, just that's my personal preference. I like things that are like linen. I love a velvet curtain. I love it to be more neutralized, I think, because you invest a lot of money in your curtains, and if you go with something, and I've learned this the hard way, I'm just gonna caveat that, if you go with something a little bit more bold and punchy, you're kind of married to that look in your room, whereas if you go with something that's a little bit more neutralized, like creams and taupes and tans and beiges, or maybe even a black, you know, something that could go with a lot of different palettes, that's the safer bet. If you go with something that's like a little bit more printed or has a heavy texture or like a really bold color like a red, you are committed to that color. And if you are okay with switching out your drapes, by all means, do that as well. But for me, I'm playing it more safe these days, and so I go with something a little bit more neutralized, so that way if I get sick of a look, I can easily switch it out without having to spend a fortune on the curtains again. As far as other window treatments, I really love the look of Roman shades or like a woven shade on the windows. Roller shades now are so awesome, especially the kind that are controlled from like your phone on an app or some kind of motorized function on it. I haven't gotten to that in my bedroom yet, but it is on my wish list. But that's the thing about these things. You can't do everything all at once. You have to do it with your time that you have, your budget you have. You do not want to go into debt. You can make your space look really, really great with what you've got now and do it like little by little, line upon line, precept upon precept, and eventually you will have the bedroom of your dreams. You don't have to do it all in the same day or week, you know, unless you have the money to blow. If you have the money, go for it, but please do not go into debt for this. On my channel, I'm always telling you when it's time to spend a little bit more and invest in something good and quality, and when to save. And so that is an important principle. That is true for your window treatments as well. This next one, I could get myself in trouble for, I don't know. But the struggle is real, let me tell you. If you want your bedroom to look its best and look quality and look polished, it's gotta be clean and organized. And I am going to be the first to admit that my bedroom can get cluttered and messy. If you go into my closet right now, it's not quite as bad as my Monica closet for those of you who've been watching my channel, but it's kind of a little bit messy. But it is true, there is something about cleanliness and organization that just speaks. It just lifts the spirit, it lifts your mood, and I really have been making a concerted effort, especially like this year. It was like one of my New Year's resolutions to have a clean, tidy, clutter-free bedroom and house. But I've got kids stuff, so I cut myself a little bit of slack. But being able to sleep in a nice, serene space, it's hard to do if it's cluttered and messy. This is a judgment-free zone. I am not judging anybody. I'm just saying that is a true principle, and I hope that that maybe gives you a little nudge. I know I've got to nudge myself sometimes, and it will make your bedroom feel more elevated and a place that you want to spend some time. So this next one, again, is the gospel according to Natalie.
That's my opinion.
So when we bought this home, there was some carpet in here that was actually new, but it did not look very nice and it looked out of place in the home that we just bought. We ripped it out and put in engineered flooring. Now let me just say, in my opinion, I think like a hard surface looks really, really nice in a bedroom. Engineered wood flooring, if you have a miter saw, if you have some kind of saw to cut it with, this is a project that you could do in DIY easily. Then they've also come out with LVP, which is luxury vinyl plank flooring. We just put this in our Arizona property. This is like a knife and snap kind of product where you don't need a saw, and it has gotten so nice looking. I'm telling you, there's some LVP in some high-end homes that I know of that looks so nice, and this is a totally DIY friendly project that you can do. That being said, if you do want to put in a carpet because you like wall-to-wall carpet, there are some beautiful carpets that have texture and sculpture to them. I think that that looks really, really nice, but you do you, boo. Like, that's so cheesy, but what I'm saying is, for me, I like the look of a wood floor with a nice area rug over it personally, but in my last house, I had carpet, and that's what I had. And then I just re-carpeted when we moved out with some carpet that looked beautiful. So it's not a hard fast rule, but generally speaking, I do like the look of wood or LVP in the bedroom with a nice area rug, which brings me to my next point, which is getting a nice area rug. But you do want to make sure it's appropriately sized. And so if you need to slide it a little bit forward and make sure that it is big enough for this space, I think I've got a 10 by 13 in here, and it's about as small as I could go. I could have actually gone a little bit bigger, but I think it works okay. And make sure that it goes in with your color palette. It's an area that you can have a little bit of fun, add a little bit of texture. Mine has, you know, because I love cheetah print, but I didn't want to be like totally obnoxious. So mine's like more of like a tone on tone cheetah print. It's in like ivories and creams, and I love the way it looks, but that's not for everybody. This could be the piece that ties your whole room together, and just find something that really speaks to you, really speaks to the color palette that you want. And then if you're doing an area rug, again, I think it looks nice on a hardwood floor or an LVP floor, so maybe consider that. Again, just my opinion. Plus, like, if you want to switch these out, I recently discovered that they have these bed jacks that they're not that expensive. They're maybe like 40 bucks that you put underneath your bed, and you can lift it up and get your rug easily out without having to. My whole house just shook. Did you hear that? Oh my gosh. That kind of startled me. The heavens agree. Rugs are a must. Oh my gosh. That kind of startled me. Okay. There are jacks that will lift up your bed, and you can easily remove your area rug and switch it out if you get tired of it. So there you go. Finally, for this episode, because there's like a ton of ideas, if you want me to do another episode like this, definitely let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button. That lets me know that you really like this type of episode, and also share your ideas of how you elevate your bedroom to make it look its best. With that being said, my last idea is adding greenery to the bedroom. I really think that this is a way to kind of polish and finish things out. So you can see that I've got some beautiful branches next to my TV that's just like a little sparse and settled. Now, if you can keep the live stuff alive, go for it. I'm gonna kill it, so that's why I use the faux stuff. And I know I get a lot of judgment on that, but it's better than me having dead plants in here. Faux is better than dead plants, would we all agree? And I wish I could keep them alive, I just can't. And then I brought in this tree that I got off of TikTok Shop for like $65. It looks so good in here, and I had it out in another space, and I decided when I did my wall project that I would bring it in here, and it really did kind of finish off that corner and lift the space, and there's just something really nice about it. And then I've got my faux tulips that look really real, and it's just that I feel like you need something that breathes life into it, even if it's not really alive. If you can, again, do live stuff, then by all means do that. In the meantime, I am going to stick with my faux plants and love them. And yeah, so I could go on and on and on about this topic all day long. If you want me to make another episode, let me know. If you have ideas for that episode, let me know in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to check out Birch Living if you are looking for a nice quality organic mattress that feels amazing. It is worth the investment. And if you click on the link or the QR code attached,
You get 100 nights to try out your new mattress. You get fast and free shipping in the US, and they're also made in the US with a 25-year warranty, so you know that you are going to be covered.
And if you enjoyed this episode, here's 50 more ideas on how to make your home look expensive. Check that out. And to all of my DIY goddesses, you are more powerful than you know. We'll see you next time. Bye.